see what you think.
Well, wait a minute.
Die in the battle, fighting.
No, I've seen that part. I don't want to hear that.
And my family, and
Please.
take away any rights to my property.
Please.
Take away my God. Go fuck yourself. Will I submit to that? And this is their intention.
All right, pause that.
Take this all over, and they're using these enemies.
That's Checkers. God damn it, Checkers.
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. He's just talking about enemies, foreign and domestic.
Hold on a second.
It's going to get into the Nazis and Hitler and all that.
All right. So what is the point here? The point is that these people are, and I have great respect. Peters, McKenna, O'Keefe, and I would start out with praising them to the skies. McKenna was on the flotilla. O'Keefe has called out all of these wars very eloquently. Peters has put out, I don't know if you've seen it, Died Suddenly. Absolutely brilliant debunk of these fucking vaccines.
Yeah.
I would start out by praising them to the very skies. But then, you see, they jumping out of the fire, out of the frying pan into the fire.
Yeah,
because they don't.
Into a hole.
Pardon me?
They fell into a rabbit hole.
It's a rabbit hole. Yeah, it's a rabbit hole with no exit because the anti-communism, the Christian nationalism. We would spend a couple of minutes on the Christian part of Christian nationalism, which, as you've pointed out, is absolutely contrary. Now, Peter says, frankly, in this one I just watched, this turning the other cheek business, that's a bunch of bullshit. Okay? Well, that's great. That's the Christian message in a nutshell. Now, so we can dispense with Christianity in about 2 minutes. It's bullshit. It's fake. There's no history to it. But then we get to nationalism. What is nationalism? Nationalism is the greatest religious fraud of the 20th, 21st century. There are no nations. It's a fraud. It's a trick. It's a trap. It's a transit. It says, well, you don't have any pot to piss in Rockefeller and Gates and all them have all the money, all the power, everything. You have nothing. But at the same time, we're all Americans. You see, it's fake. It's a fraud. It's the essential fraud. So when you're trapped within these categories that are you're taught and handed to, there's no way out. You're in a maze with no exit. Because when you get to the end, you see socialism. That is taking the money, nationalizing the industries. You can't go there. You'd rather die. You don't have the courage to go there. So you go back through the fucking maze back the other way. You see?
Okay, let's listen to this video and we can just debunk the points they're making. That's all I wanted to do.
Hold on. I don't want to listen to it. I told you that I cannot listen to that. Did you watch the complete thing?
Yeah.
Did once we get to O'Keefe, fulminating about communism and Bolshevism. It's all fake. There was no mass murder of Christians as Christians in the Soviet Union. And I can prove, I can't prove it because they got pictures they got from who knows where, but it's fake, believe me.
Yeah, I just wanted to watch it again because I didn't understand the points they were making.
What part? Look, what part didn't you understand?
Well, they were talking a lot about Hitler and his economic plans and...
Well, that's right. They came out full force in favor of Hitler and so-called National Socialism. We can spend a few minutes on that. You know what National Socialism was? The mass privatization of industry. Okay? That's what it was. I'll send you the fucking articles on it. So the only socialism there was, we're all one, we're all Germans, we're all, and to undercut the mass socialist and communist movements of that time. There's no socialism in it. He was 100%, 1000% involved with the big industrialists, not only of Germany, but of the United States and the rest of the world. He was a pro-monopoly capitalist. Okay. Then they want to say, well, he dictated that the capitalists couldn't charge interest. They couldn't charge interest. Because the Jewish financiers were charging interest. You fucking dumbasses. Look, that reform goes nowhere, okay? You say a prohibition on charging interest. Guess what? The capitalists that have all the money are not going to lend it out for no interest. Then you have this fantastic accumulation of capital, which is not even at the disposal to being used for economic development. It's the stupidest fucking thing. But see, the reformists always end in a stupid cul-de-sac because it's anything but a socialist revolution. You see? It's some bullshit about if we regulate the Federal Reserve or some bullshit. Okay, it's all bullshit. We're at the point where we go for the socialist revolution, or you've got nothing but war and fascism and mass murder. That's where we're at. Socialism or barbarism, as Luxemburg put it. They can't go there. Alex Jones, Peters, all these guys, they have a stake in this free enterprise system. Okay, they're petty bourgeois. Well, millionaires, but I suppose we'll call petty bourgeois. They're not Gates. They can't look. Let's go to another. Let me go a little farther out. China has come up with a hybrid system so that the entrepreneurial spirit, private enterprise, all of this stuff, so important to that class can be harmonized in a hybrid system where the communist state, the working class representatives, maintain the heights of the economy and the finances and the banks, and they give completely free play to private enterprise. Okay, so that's the best we can offer. That's what we want to do. China, to their credit, has since, Deng and those people have worked it out where we can satisfy everyone and build a great country. And ironically, in that video that we're discussing, they show the Chinese cities in contradistinction to, I think, Philadelphia and in the tremendous, okay. Look, dumbasses, you're making our point. Okay? You think Trump's going to make it great again? Under this neoliberal capitalist bullshit? No, he's not. But the communists in China have worked out a system, I'll call it a hybrid system, where you don't have mass unemployment. You have a rational economic system. A rational economic system does not have, like I've just been watching out here on Juarez, these people stuck in traffic for hours trying to go downtown. Okay? The stupidest thing. There is no city planning. There is no planning. It's a goddamn rat race to sell cars and sell whatever isn't fastened down. That's capitalism. It's anarchy. It's chaos. It's stupidity. It's irrationality. And these people can't see beyond their own nose and their own interests. You there? You're awful quiet. I'm sorry. I've been monopolizing as usual. What do you? I don't want to go through. What part doesn't that they're talking about? You're not pro-Nazi, are you?
No, I don't even remember now. That's why I wanted to just kind of go through it a little and talk about it.
No, I want you to listen to that. I told you at what point I turned it off there with O'Keefe. I can't listen to any more of that crap.
I know, but you know that I have a friend that believes in this, and I've come upon it many times, so it's just nice to
get some new friends. Well,
it's
give
nice
her a little information. What?
Nice to know how to counter those specific points they're making.
I'm trying to give you some counterpoints, okay?
Well, I know everything you just said, but the points that they're making, you have to counter those points.
What points are they making?
I don't know, because I didn't understand them. So that's why I had.
Come on, Alice. Well, if they made a point, what points don't you understand? If they made the point, you should understand it. If they're just talking out of their fucking ass, then yeah, of course.
I don't even remember it because they, drop a lot of names and a lot of different things, and so.
Well, I think you're overcomplicating. They dropped some names like Adolf Hitler.
No, I know him.
Well, who else did they name?
I don't understand why you can't just watch a minute and then comment on it.
A minute, yeah, but another half hour, 45 minutes. I can't take it. But I'll watch another minute. I'll watch another 5 minutes. But that's my fucking limit.
We're not going to get more than 30 seconds before you have a comment on it. That was the whole point.
Go ahead. Roll the tape then.
Yeah, like we listen to a minute. Counter.
Roll the tape. Roll the video, and I'll tell you how much I can take.
Wait a second. I gotta get it. That's why I thought it would be fun to look.
No,
comment,
no, it's not fun.
Watch another 30 seconds. Comment.
Look, I've got notes here. I'm getting ready to put a goddamn ICBM up their goddamn fucking ass. Okay? And then sit up.
Trillions of dollars to Israel. Incredible cities, incredible architecture, incredible stuff.
Pause it.
The United States is becoming.
Pause it. This is the point. This is the part that I pause it.
Pay
this. Well, for God's sake, this is the point I just made.
I know you just made it. So
what's his name? He's pretty good. He just was praising China. Okay.
I know. We already made that point. That's why.
Yet and still, there's one thing on their ideological menu, and that's anti-communism. If there isn't anti-communism, there isn't anything. Okay? Yet and still, they've got two eyes apparently, and they can see what China is doing. Do they give the slightest bit of credit to the Communist Party of China? Of course not. You see? So, again, it's called complete and total contradiction. And of course, they skip over that. And they skip over a lot of things, like all the Jews, the Marxist Jews that I mentioned before, and Blumenthal and Cohen and all those guys.
Yeah.
All of them. Thousands. The Voice for Peace and Monzo Weiss and all of the tens and hundreds of thousands of Jews in this country fighting against fascist Israel. And these guys, look, else, these guys are primitive retrogrades. I'm surprised they don't ask for Karl Marx DNA. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's dig out somehow Karl Marx DNA and see if he was really a Jew. This is how, this is what?
They go into that later, in that Karl Marx's family for generations were like really hardcore Talmudists.
This is a fucking joke. Karl Marx has done more to expose Judaism than these people have ever thought about. Read. I can send you some articles. Look, Karl Marx, according to his DNA, was a Jew. You see how stupid it is? DNA. And these guys claim to be Aryan DNA. Look, humanity needs to go beyond blood and soil, as Hitler's slogan was. Blood and soil, meaning race and nation. Okay? If you're stuck on blood and soil, this is where you're completely retrograde and really shouldn't be talking, because you're talking shit. We're in the 21st century, not the 16th or 15th or Nazi Germany. Okay? You fools.
Okay,
You idiots.
let's listen.
Oh, God.
You may have
Okay.
heard of this guy, Adolf.
I think in many
No,
ways we were
please.
suckered about
No,
Hitler. I
please.
think that
No
Let's
more.
it's very
listen.
obvious now.
No, I've heard this part.
For a reaction
Oh,
to subversion
shit.
and what happened in Weimar, what happened during the Bolshevik Revolution. Hitler, I think, was a guy who managed to bring his country to greatness and dig them out of the rubble and liberate them from the subversion that was taking place and accurately identify the problem.
In connection with the Jewish question, I have this to say.
I've heard this part. I told you at what point I signed off, and it was on further on. Look, Elsa, Weimar may have had some homosexuals, may have had some prostitutes. What capitalist country doesn't? They had these, I'm trying to think of them, they tried to make scandal. They wanted to scandalize the elites. I'll think of it in a minute. So they made outrageous, did outrageous things, that didn't represent Weimar. Do you know your ancestor Dawes?
Yeah.
Charles Dawes?
What about him?
He saved Germany from complete bankruptcy. 1924, I believe. The Dawes Plan.
Yeah.
Because the imperialists, who had won, of course, so they had all the right on their side, and Germany was totally responsible for the war. All that is fake and fucking bullshit, and the revisionist historians have disproven it. But the what do they call, not sanctions, but the debt that they were demanding from Germany was unpayable, millions and billions of marks. Dawes came in with a little bit of sanity to work out a radical diminution of the payments that were demanded. Also, it had to do with returning the Ruhr, which is the industrial area of Germany, back to in German hands, so that they might have some economy where they might be able to pay the lessened payments, which they did, and which you have from 24, 25 to 29 is what they call the golden era of Germany. That is, they got back on their feet culture was raining down. They had brilliant artists and poets and musicians and so forth. It's called the golden era of Weimar Germany, 25 to 29. Then hit the capitalist crisis, lit off in Wall Street, but of course all around the world. And so then the unemployment was not 6%, it was 25%. You see? And that changes things. So Germany was in deep crisis. And they wanted to blame, of course, then a demagogue of the worst order, a pure demagogue, either an idiot or something else, but he was highly paid from the elites in not only Germany, but around the world, all the bankers and industrialists. They saw that he had the gumption and the, kind of like these Trump people, we're tough and tough and tough. And to combat the communists and socialists and street fighting and all sorts of terror and so forth. And well, we better back him. And they did. Then after the crisis hit world capitalism, so in the 30s, they backed Hitler with millions and millions of dollars for his propaganda. What is his propaganda? Well, it's just like the film we just been watching. Scapegoat the communists, scapegoat the Jews, scapegoat. This is kindergarten level stuff. But for the hoi polloi, which is all you need, it worked. So Hitler never won an election, but he got a very substantial vote. And Hindenburg, the elite of the elite of the elite, appointed him chancellor. 1933. So, these people are, I'm talking about Peters and his people. Look, really, they've, taken the blue pill or the red pill or whatever it is in recent years, and they've seen how ridiculous this whole goddamn thing is. But they don't have any mooring. They don't have, they're starting from scratch. But no, I can't listen to the whole thing. Did you? Okay, so they're praising Hitler.
I didn't say that.
I give that their credit. Because that's an outlier. That's a sure what do they call a strike or deplatforming? Yeah. Well, I admire them from that point of view. They're frank, okay, but they're wrong at the same time.
Well, it's interesting to listen.
Did they make any additional points? Elsa, I asked you to listen to the last 40 minutes of the goddamn tape.
I did.
Make notes. Did they say? Well, you didn't make notes then, did you? The point is,
I just wanted to listen with
if they're going to repeat that pro-Nazi propaganda, what?
I wanted to listen to you so you can debunk each of the points.
Shit. Do they make? Okay, play a little more. Don't play that jackass again. Move it up a little bit, please. Move it up to the place where I told you that I stopped watching.
Yeah,
That's with
you said
what?
You said 1 hour and 5 minutes.
Okay, well play it from there then.
Was not for Russia. The goal of communism, as laid out by the social architects, creators of
No, I already heard that part.
It's not even
Move it up a little bit.
China.
That fucking dumbass.
In Russia.
Go back to the Marines and get your ass shot off, fuckhead.
Proves that the Jews are a big day.
Okay, I haven't heard that guy.
It was Adolf Hitler. When he came to power in the same year, Judea declares war on Germany. So let's get this straight for those that don't understand. Adolf Hitler,
pause it right there.
Put in your mind about who this man is.
Pause it right there. Judea declared war against Nazi Germany. Let me tell you how it went down. It wasn't Judea. Hold on. I'm finishing my point. It wasn't Judea. It split between the progressive Jews, socialist for the most part, secular, so-called assimilationists, and the Zionists. The Zionists condemned. You see, the people that they hate condemned the boycott of Nazi Germany. So you see, this simpleton has put himself exactly in the camp of the Zionists, who supported and were allied with Nazism. I have to keep coming back to Greenstein and those guys. You don't read that, you don't know a goddamn thing. So these simpletons, whose categories of thought are limited to nationalism and religion, not class, are clueless and wandering around in the goddamn woods.
So what was Judea? I'm confused.
Judea is nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's like the smoke that I'm smoking right now. Ulma. There is no Judea. There is no Christian world. There is no United States. There is nothing. These are not real. Judea.
Judea is just the West Bank, right?
Well, no, he means the Jewish world.
Oh, okay.
There is no Jewish world.
That's what I mean why I was confused watching.
Well,
I just didn't know.
you know, he's got smoke coming out of his fucking butt. He doesn't know a goddamn thing. He's a Marine. He needs to go back into the fucking Marines. Perhaps get his ass shot off for all I care. He doesn't know. He doesn't have anything between his ears, bragging about how good a shot he is and all this crap. Who cares?
Who was the most popularly democratically elected leader in all of Europe, named Adolf Hitler.
Hold on. Hold on.
And
Hold on. I just pointed out there's nobody, there's no scholar anywhere, left, right, or center, that's going to say that Hitler was elected in 1933. Yes, he got 40% of the vote. The communists, I think, got 30 or 20 or 25. The socialists got 25 or 30, probably 30 or 35. You got the rest of it. Catholic Center Party was got very little. Nobody's going to say that he was elected. He got a strong vote, as I just pointed out. It took Hindenburg to appoint him. Hindenburg was the president. He appointed him prime minister. So they don't even have their basic facts. Go on. Skip a little bit, please.
Declares war against Germany.
Please.
14 million Jews of the world unite.
No, for God's sakes.
Serious. So I wish for Americans to play a little role play and imagine, I know it's crazy, but imagine that somehow America might have an enemy that would do something like that. How would you feel and what would you do? Well, I can tell you this. If you had a leader like Adolf, you would love him, as the Germans did. They absolutely loved him because, you know what? Unlike all our politicians, he said he would do this, he would do this, he would do this, he would do this, and he would do that. Well, as far as I can tell, our politicians say that, don't they? I'll do this, and I'll do that, and I'll keep us out of this war, and I'll do. And then when they get in, they do the opposite. Well, Adolf actually did what he said.
Hitler is not something I can hate.
He kept us out of war, did he?
And then, of course, there's the Jesse Owens testimony that it was the United States that mistreated him. It was not Hitler's Germany.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
His name is Jesse Owens.
Hold on a goddamn minute. Hold on a goddamn minute. The Jesse Owens Olympic thing, which this attracts people's attention. No, the bottom line is Hitler stood up and walked out of the stadium when Owens was being recognized. But that is just you talk about a footnote. But getting back to what O'Keefe said, he said, can you imagine that our politicians would do what they say? For example, keep us out of war like Hitler did?
Yeah.
It's stupid, Elsa.
Yeah, that is.
Did not keep the world out of war. For God's sakes, this guy needs to go back to kindergarten. Only problem is that the kindergarten in first and second grade is where they start the propaganda shit. So that's what he's learned. Or he's rejecting, I should say. Yeah, he's rejecting what he was taught in grade school. Well, that's fine. That's fine. That's critical thinking. Okay? Well, he needs to go a long way further if he wants to critique what he's been taught.
Okay, so you're saying, Jesse, what happened here?
I'm saying that's an irrelevant footnote in history, but the thing is, the anti-Nazis propaganda made a big issue because, Owens was a 100-yard sprinter, and he went over to the Olympics in Berlin. Oh, what year are we talking about? I don't know, 36, we'll just say. And he outstripped the German sprinters. Of course, they say that's their racial advantage, they got long legs. But for whatever reason, he won. And Hitler stood up dramatically and walked out before the medal ceremony. Okay, so that's that. That's that. That's nothing to be talking about now.
Yeah, I don't get why they're proud of it. Oh, yeah, then we get into Muhammad Ali talking, I think.
Pardon me?
We get into like Muhammad Ali, I think, talking about staying with your own race and stuff.
Well, yeah.
Don't really participate.
Play that part.
Well, we should have, they don't have intelligence. Sports.
This prestige, the Negro will be able to intermarry with the whites and begin a process which will deliver America to our cause.
Wait, it's coming up.
Yeah, please. Huh.
I'm sure a more intelligent white person watching this show,
miscognition,
white man in his or her right white mind, want black boys and black girls marrying their white sons and daughters, and in return introducing their grandchildren as half brown, kinky-haired black people.
I wouldn't object to that.
Well, you wouldn't, but a lot of them would.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people know.
Hold on.
What I'm trying to say is this.
Hold on. What are you playing two different audios at the same time? I'd rather hear Muhammad.
I'm not playing two.
I heard some European sounding guy at the same time.
Well, I don't know. That's what this documentary is. What am I going to do?
All right.
You want me to break out the editing software?
No. Don't get smart. Just play Muhammad Ali.
You don't have it. You say you don't, but you don't have it. You really ain't gonna have it. You on the show, and you got to say that.
That's not true.
Why would you want to do that?
Because I don't think I'm any different from you. You see.
Yeah, we much different.
I mean, I think society's made us different.
You know, we're different. We all together.
Society's made us different.
No, not society. God made us different.
No, we're just human beings. He made all of us.
We all listen. Bluebirds fly with bluebirds. Red birds want to be with red. Listen. Tell me when I'm wrong. Pigeons want to be with pigeons. Tell me when I'm right. We should have. They don't have intelligence, but yet they stay together. We should have more intelligence than them, right?
I understand. Yeah, I do understand. I understand. I think it's sad that
it ain't sad because I want my child to look like me. Every intelligent person wants his child to look like him. I'm sad because I want to blot out my race and lose my beautiful identity. You hate of your people if you don't want to stay who you are. You shame what God made you. God didn't make no mistake when He made us all like
I think that's a philosophy of despair.
Go for it, man.
No woman on this whole earth, not even a black woman in Muslim countries, can please me and cook for me and socialize and talk to me like my American black woman. No woman, and last is a white woman, can really identify with me and my feelings and the way I act and the way I talk. It's just nature. You can do what you want, but it's nature to want it to be what you own.
Okay, pause it. I'm sorry. That was the interviewer that intervened there, and I thought it was a double video. No, I love it. You know, if there's one man I love in this world, it's Muhammad Ali, which I don't agree with. Okay, but he makes some beautiful points. You know, let me say this about Muhammad. He went to, this is in the height of the Reagan era, Cold War II, in the late 80s, I think it was, mid 80s. He toured the Soviet Union, okay? And he spent weeks over there. And when he came back, he said that he saw 50 or 60 different ethnic groups in perfect harmony. He said, as a black man, I had to take note, particularly that the police, as infrequently as he even saw them, did not carry guns. Now, I'm pretty sure that my American people will not appreciate that. But I, as a black man, seen thousands and thousands of my brothers and sisters slaughtered by the police in America. This impressed me. And then they tell me, oh, Mohammed, they led you around by a leash, and they showed you. I said, "Are you stupid? I went anywhere and everywhere that I wanted. You're telling me that they took the highly armed police off the streets everywhere that I walked? You're an idiot." But yeah, I mean, he was he signed up with Elijah Muhammad in the Black Muslim movement in the United States, and this was a double-edged sword. I mean, in terms of it's going from the fireplace to the fire in some sense. Staying into the religion, if you can believe that Jesus Christ was the Son of God and Muhammad was flown up into the heavens with the goddamn angels, if you can believe any of that, you're an idiot. But Muhammad was definitely not an idiot, but he was dealing with the cards that were dealt to him by the most cynical, racist, genocidal regime that's ever existed, United States of America.
Let's continue.
I love my people. That's all. I don't hate nobody.
It seems to me that Jewish individuals own a lot of the media and fund a lot of the politicians that made demands on behalf of the black community for things like reparations, while another group of Jewish individuals tend to take the intellectual lead in combating the initiatives that was proposed by this first group. The result being that black workers and white workers end up fighting each other, while Jewish individuals assume leadership and profit from the situation.
I think you're largely right. I don't think that the Jewish leadership on either side particularly profits. I think they're doing what they are convinced is correct.
Talmudic tactics are effective in getting power, but the problem is you have to sell out the people. And that is exactly what they do. For example, notice the hypocrisy. Anytime you look at any quote-unquote white privilege, unfortunately, that is actually Jewish privilege. So in a way, actually, I'm oddly saying the left has some validity about white privilege, but it's not white people. It's Jews. Like, for example, the best case of this is...
Oh, hold on a second.
So,
Hold on. Jesus Christ. Do you have a pause button there, else?
What? I stopped it like a minute ago.
The left. I have to comment on the left.
Yeah.
Really. It just kept going until a second ago. I'm sorry. I don't mean to chastise you. You know, you're my production person. But God damn it. Whenever anybody on the media, commentators, Jones, Peters, anybody says the words, the left, okay? The left. This means that they have nothing, they have no depth. They don't know anything. Anybody in modern 21st century America that uses the term the left is completely and totally out to lunch. They have no idea. You see, they're tipping their cards. They're tipping their cards. They're saying, I don't have any other categories to work with except the left, the right. You see?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, our country is pretty divided on those left and right of the political spectrum. Not the real left, but it's the liberals and the conservatives.
Well, this is the design. Look, they've got tens of thousands of people working on this design. They're all paid very well, and this is the design. And people that just take it all in as something real, those are the fools. The others are the malign element, but the hoi polloi are the fools.
So how do you refer to the liberals in this country? You just don't talk about it?
The Cold War liberals, as we always called them, were the hawks. Look, if you look historically, let's just say before Bush too, the Democrats are the war party in the United States. Mexican War, Spanish War, World War I, World War II, Korean War, Vietnam War. The Democrats are the war party. Huh? So it's a gotcha. We got you. We got you. We're the left. We're for the people. We're for welfare. We're for minimum wage. We're for the unions even. All of that is a consensus for war. The Democrats can form, before the Reagan and those guys came along, we're always the war party. Why? Because they can make the national consensus for war. And the key word there is national. There are no nations, fools.
In Harvard, anytime you see an acceptance rate that is high for pale-skinned people, we'll say.
Well,
excuse me, I'm a Jew, and I just like to say that.
Oh, fuck you.
Jews. I'm afraid of Jews.
That's all. That's all. Why?
What is this, Gus? I'm getting 2 or 3.
yeah.
Country, we really don't want you in our country.
And sometimes in negative.
Now pause it, please. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay. I do too.
What is this? Please.
They just getting into the Talmud and what the Talmud says.
Fuck the Talmud. Anybody who believes in the Talmud is as stupid as anybody that believes in the First Testament or the Second or the New Testament. Huh? Yeah. You dumbasses. Right. This is fiction. You get it? This is Hollywood fiction. Yeah, before Hollywood. Okay? No goddamn son of God. Wait, fuck you people. You dumbasses. Christian nationalists. Why don't you just short down your nationalist, period? Christian. You stupid fucks. Who do you think you're kidding?